opened. That will be coming very soon. Also, the Lovington Wellness Center is going to be reopening, and that's coming up soon, and that's going to be the main focus of our discussion today. But I also want to remind everybody, safety is paramount. And so if you come to the hospital, you come to the clinic, we are going to take steps to protect you and to protect our staff. And one of those things is we have to do a screening. We have to ask some questions. We have to take your temperature, monitor your pulse oximeter. So it takes a little bit of time, and so we're just encouraging everybody to remember that and try to come a little bit early for all of your appointments. But today we're here to talk about the Lovington Wellness Center. We have Mitch Palmer with us. Mitch has been with us for 2 years. We recruited Mitch here about 2 years ago to help us get the Wellness Center up and going, and he's done a fantastic job and very pleased with the work that he's done. But then in March, COVID-19 comes and shuts us down, and I don't know who was more depressed, me or you, but we're pretty disappointed that happened. But we got good news. We're getting ready to reopen again, and recently the governor is allowing us to open up to 50% capacity with the gym. And so, Mitch, tell us the news. When are we reopening?
We're going to reopen on June 15th.
Awesome, June 15th. So why June 15th? The governor said we could open June 1st. Why didn't we do that?
Well, we're blessed to work here, and David Shaw kept all of our staff employed during this pandemic, and all of our staff have been on the front lines helping keep Lovington safe and helping keep our staff safe here as well. So we've got to transition our staff back. They've played a crucial role in this pandemic, and more importantly, we want to make sure we do this right. I don't think anyone alive right now in the United States has been through a pandemic before, so we want to make sure that we have the most smooth and convenient opening and safe opening for our members and staff when we do reopen.
Yeah, and that's a good point, Mitch. It would have been nice to just turn the switch on June 1st and reopen, but your staff had been playing an integral part at the hospital. And I have to say, your staff has done a phenomenal job. And they've kept the place clean, they've kept the screening locations going smoothly. And so this week we've been transitioning to new people to run those different stations. So appreciate you and your leadership and all that.
Thank you.
So tell me, what's going to be different when we reopen?
One thing that people notice will be that our showers are closed. I'm not sure if there's really a best practice on how to respond to a pandemic in a gym right now. But a lot of gyms across the country are not opening their gyms, and that was recommended from some different governing bodies and different things. For basketball, as of right now, we can only permit shoot-around only. We can't permit scrimmages or pickup games. And as of right now, when we open, swimming will only be lap swim. The therapy pool won't be open until more restrictions are lifted.
Okay. So in the on the lap swim, are they restricted to every other lane, or can they swim in every lane?
They can swim in every lane. Before when we were busy, we used to be able to fit 2 people in one lane. Now there'll only be 1 person per lane.
Okay.
So it'll be 1 person per lane for lap swim.
Okay, very good. So what are the precautions in place to keep our members safe?
So first off, all of our staff will be required to wear masks. Even our lifeguards, we've obtained some waterproof masks. If they need to swim with their mask on, they'll have it on. It'll dry and still work properly. Second, all members will be required to get their temperatures checked at the front desk before they scan in. That's to keep all of our members safe as well as our staff. And then forgot to mention as well that when our staff come in, they will also be getting temperature scanned as well. We've also obtained some new cleaning supplies where we'll be going through and are able to just spray everything down. We'll be doing that every hour. And then we'll also have our staff walking through the facility every 15 minutes to ensure that all of our areas don't go above the 50% capacity guideline.
Okay. So I'm coming in on Monday morning, 4:30 in the morning to jump on a treadmill and work out. So for my own personal responsibility and my own personal safety, it would be wise for me to take one of the wipes, wipe down my machine before I get on it, work out, and then afterwards out of courtesy for the next person, wipe it down again.
Mhm.
But in addition to my doing that, you're going to, on every hour, go through the facility and do some cleaning as well.
Correct. Yeah, we'll go through and we'll spray down all of our machines and all high-touch surfaces.
Okay. So I think, as I address, if you're going to come to the gym, we all have a role to play to make it a safe place for everybody else. So how will the next billing cycle work, Mitch?
Great question. So our billing cycle runs the 10th of each month. So we closed on March 19th. Everyone paid full on March 10th, and then unforeseen to us, we closed on March 19th. So that was roughly a third of the month of March or 2/3 of the month of March that people couldn't use from that March to April billing. So what we're going to do is we're not going to bill for June, and we'll begin billing again on July 10th. And when people get billed on July 10th, they'll get a 66% discount roughly off of their full bill. So no one will be billed in full until August 10th.
Okay, great. That's good to know. So are there going to be any promotions with the reopening of the Wellness Center?
Yes, so as we'll talk about later, COVID-19 is very important, and exercise with COVID-19 is very important to keeping people healthy and being primed to fight off a virus. So we're going to be waiving all registration fees from June 15th until July 9th. So any new members that come in and sign up won't have to pay the registration fee.
Well, that's going to be nice. Mm-hmm. Good. So take advantage of that. I've told a lot of people, if you haven't come out to the Wellness Center or you're thinking about working out, it's a good idea. And here's a great opportunity to do it and save some money. So how will cancellations of memberships work during the reopening?
So we understand that right now can be sort of a tough time for people. So we're waiving the 30-day cancellation notice. And anybody that cancels their membership before July 10th, that cancellation will take effect on July 10th, so they won't be billed again. And they'll be able to utilize the facility from June 15th through July 10th.
Okay, very good. So how has the COVID-19 pandemic impacted our offerings of the various services?
Yeah, so right now we won't be offering group exercise classes. Unfortunately, due to the regulations, we can't offer them right now, but they will be offered again in time. And we're actually taking advantage of some of the technological advancements that have happened during this pandemic. It's kind of catapulted us further into the technological revolution. So we're partnering with a company called MindBody that'll allow us to live stream our group exercise classes. It'll be included in our membership options at no extra charge. And then non-members, if they want to take a group exercise class from home, they can log in and pay $7 and take their class at home if they don't want to come in. We also will not be offering childcare at this time. Eventually all that will open back up, but at this time, group exercise classes, swim lessons, and child watch won't be available.
Okay, so that's interesting. I can log on to a service and actually watch, say, Lorna's doing a class that I enjoy taking. Maybe I feel a little uncomfortable coming up to the gym, or perhaps my schedule just doesn't work out, or maybe I'm not feeling all that great that day and I don't want to be up there if I'm not feeling good. So I can follow along and do the class with them.
Yes, sir.
And if I'm a member, I'm not having to pay for that. That's part of my membership.
Part of your membership.
Okay. But if I'm not a member and I don't want to come to the gym, but I want to participate in the classes, there's an option for that as well. There would be a fee with it.
Correct.
Okay, great. So talk to me a little bit, Mitch. I know you have a background in this, how important exercise is as it relates to our overall health, and in particular, what about COVID-19? Is there anything out there, any research out there that says there's some benefit from exercising?
Yes, there's actually, it's preliminary at this point, but I think we'll see it confirmed as time goes on. We've all been holed up for a while now, haven't been able to go to the gym and exercise, and then there's also been some other factors that may have increased stress levels in folks as this has gone on. So as that happens, your stress hormones increase, and as science has proven whenever you're stressed out all the time, a little bit of stress is good, but when you're stressed out all the time, it can really take a toll on your health. So when you exercise, it releases those immunity hormones and enzymes and flows them through your body. And it actually increases what's called immune surveillance, which will allow you to be able to better fight off certain illnesses and viruses. And it's not to mention, the mood effects exercise has on people as well. And when we were talking about at Virginia, they did some research, and they've seen that when people exercise, it produces a certain enzyme, and they're testing that enzyme specificity on beating COVID-19, and it's produced in the lungs, and it's very important when you have a virus like this to have strong lungs.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we're seeing that patients that have COVID-19, if they're young, if they're healthy, even if they're older but they're healthy, they tend to be able to fight it much more readily and don't seem to have the devastating side effects that come from the COVID-19. And I would also say the mental health issues from exercising are good too.
Correct.
I know myself that when I'm exercising, I seem to be more upbeat, feel better about myself. So there's a lot of benefits to exercising. So if you've been cooped up in your house during this quarantine and haven't really had the opportunity to get out and exercise, we want to encourage you to come down and either get started again at the Lovington Wellness Center or get a new membership. And our staff will work with you on that. And again, during the month of June and July, there's no registration fee. Is that correct?
Correct.
And so it's a great time to join the Lovington Wellness Center. So thanks a lot for tuning in today, and we look forward to seeing you out at the gym in the next couple of weeks on June the 15th. Thank you.